everyone. Welcome to the live stream. This is kind of an unplanned live stream. I didn't think I was going to get a chance to go live today, but here we are. Let's go and discuss some screen theories. Happy Saturday, everyone. Let's see who we have in the chat. Hey, The Roll. Another clue there was a third killer in Scream 5 is that the voice changer used in the hospital was completely different than the one Richie used at the end. Yes, it's possible Amber had a different one, but I don't know. Interesting. I never noticed if they look different. I'm going to have to look out for that in my next Scream 5 watch party. Hey, Alex. Welcome. Glad you can make it. I don't know how long we're going to go today. I'm hoping for an hour at least. Maybe more. Hey, Denisha, welcome. Thanks for moderating. As always. Hey, Travis. Hey, Sebastian, welcome. SMF, hello. Hey, Chocolate Ice. Glad you can make it. Thank you so much for moderating. I appreciate all my moderators. You guys do a great job. I missed the Scream 2 watch party. I'm so sorry for that. It was a lot of fun. I always feel bad. You know, I try to schedule things in a way that everyone can join at least once a week on a stream. When it comes to watch parties, I kind of try to do evening time, my time, which I know doesn't always work out for everyone. So maybe for my Scream 3 watch party, I'll kind of do earlier in the day for my time so that people who live elsewhere can make it. Hey, Dexter. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen you in the chat. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Let's get into some screen theories. If you guys have any theories you want to talk about, leave them in the chat now, and we'll get to them, and we'll discuss them. Hey, King Billy. You said you have a theory. Let's hear it. Hey, Nate. Nate says Longlegs was so good. Yeah, I heard a lot of good feedback about Longlegs. I have not seen it. Hey, Jay. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Dallas Cowboys fan says Stu is alive. Not sure if it was a callback, but when Richie got hit with the phone, the taller Ghostface came and got Tara, the same one that killed Dewey, I think was Stu. Yeah, I talked about this. I might have talked about this in my 50 Stu clues. The fact that Tara hit Richie with the phone, and Richie was like, did you just hit me with the phone? I do think that that was a little clue to it being Stu, because as we know, Stu got hit with the phone in the first movie. And I do think that Stu was the one in this scene, Dewey's death scene. I do think Stu is the one that killed Dewey. So yeah, I do think Richie getting hit with the phone was a little clue that this was about to be Stu in this scene. But what do you guys think about that? I'm just also setting up my phone to live stream on TikTok at the same time. Yeah, Dexter, we did a Scream 2 watch party on here live where I live stream just like I normally do, but we all have the movie set up to watch it like separately on our own devices, but we all watch Scream 2 at the same time and talk about it in the chat. I did a watch party for the first Scream movie several months ago. So it's been a long time coming for Scream 2. We finally did it about 2 nights ago. It was a blast. So we're definitely going to do a watch party for Scream 3 soon. Definitely stay tuned for that. I don't know exactly when. Maybe sometime this coming week. So if you're new here, definitely subscribe to the channel if you don't mind, and turn on all notifications so that the second we decide to go live for a Scream 3 watch party, you'll be notified so you don't miss out, because it is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching Scream 2 with you guys. Hey, Internet Explorer. Let's talk about how Derek stole the show with this cafeteria scene. Yeah, I know you were there for the Scream 2 watch party, and we talked a little bit about Derek's cafeteria scene, which I love. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like Derek's cafeteria scene. Some people think it's like corny or cringy or whatever. I love it. I think it's so cute. King Billy says, this is a theory. When Ghostface calls Sam, Ghostface stopped talking when a guy passed right by her. But if you look close at the guy, you can see the guy's face and it looks like Charlie Walker. Yes. So this is a theory that we've talked about a lot on the channel. You're talking about the scene in Scream 6 just before the bodega scene. When Sam and Tara leave their apartment and they're walking towards the bodega, Sam gets a call from Ghostface and someone walks by, and it does look a lot like Charlie Walker. This is something that was first pointed out by Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times, who's here on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of you here know who he is. Please go subscribe to his channel. He has great content. About a year ago, a little over a year ago at this point, he pointed out that this person who walks by Sam looks a lot like Charlie Walker. And when I first saw his video on it, I really thought it was Charlie. It looked so much like him. I did several theory videos on this, thinking that this could be Charlie. However, I do think it was kind of debunked. Craven Something Scary, another channel here on YouTube, who I'm sure a lot of you guys know, he did a video where he screenshotted that picture and raised the brightness, and you can kind of tell that it's not Charlie. So I no longer believe this theory, unfortunately, because it was a great theory. And Rory Culkin, who plays Charlie, has said that he feels he is done with the Scream franchise. So unfortunately, I don't think he will be back. but I am a fan of this theory, even though I no longer think it's true. Jay says, I think a lot of people forget that a stuntman plays Ghostface. Wes Craven confirmed that height doesn't matter. You do have a point. However, I don't think it was Wes Craven that confirmed this. I really think that this was Neve Campbell working on the set of Scream 5. I saw an interview where she said that she told Radio Silence to not pay attention to the height. So, in my opinion, I don't think this was a thing before Scream 5. I think before Scream 5, height kind of mattered. I do think that this is a little unfair to the audience in a whodunit. I think that height should matter. You know, if you're paying attention to the clues and trying to figure out who the killer is, I think that height should matter. Now, of course, what I think doesn't really matter. I guess it's up to the creators, but I do think that this is kind of a new thing since the new trilogy started. I don't really think this was a thing decades ago with like the original trilogy or Scream 4. Alex says in Scream 5, we learned that Tara was born in December of 2002, meaning that she was about 20 at the time. Do you find it to be strange that she was still a high school student at this age? Yes, I'm glad you brought this up. I think that they just messed up the timeline and her birth date. What year? So 2002, she would have been 20, but we can assume that she should really be like 17. So she should have been born like 2005, a couple years after the actual date that they gave her. This is something that bothers me, you know, like I understand that with movies like this, it can be difficult to keep all the facts straight, but something like this, in my opinion, it's not that difficult to keep things straight. It bothers me that they get Tara's birth date wrong. It's very frustrating. Let's see what we got going on TikTok. Thank you, everyone, for joining the stream on TikTok. And for the likes and the follows. Leah says, do you think Stu is alive? Absolutely. 100%. If you're new here, definitely check out my YouTube channel. I have a ton of theories, Stu theories on my channel. The link is in my TikTok bio. Definitely go check it out. How do I submit a theory for you to read? Well, you definitely could leave a comment on my TikTok stream right now. I will try my best to get to it. I am streaming at the same time on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. So I try my best to go between both chats, but I do tend to pay a little bit more attention to YouTube just because I do have more viewers on YouTube. So Leah, if you want to join the conversation, you definitely can check out my stream on YouTube right now. Like I said earlier, the link to my YouTube is in my TikTok bio. So please check it out, subscribe, Did you get the new Ghostface Funko Pop yet? I did not. Rob says, I'm just not sure Matthew would return unless there's a good story to explain. That's a good point. Something that I've always pointed out is Matthew Lillard has said that he will only return if Neve Campbell also comes back. So the fact that we have confirmation that Neve Campbell will be in Scream 7, that is a good sign. Sebastian says, could Tara Carpenter be Stu Macher's daughter? Yes, I have a whole theory about this on my channel. If you guys have not checked it out, please do, because I do think it's a good theory. Unfortunately, Tara's not going to be in Scream 7. And I put my theory out on this before it was announced that she won't be in Scream 7. So it's a bummer that this theory probably won't come true. But I do have a theory on Tara being Stu's daughter. So if you're interested to hear about it, definitely go check it out. It is in my Scream Theories playlist. I have a lot of good theories in that playlist, so if you haven't seen them, definitely check them out. The Roll says, we never saw what the voice changer in the hospital looked like, but it had a bigger red dot and it clicked on and on the side of the mask while Richie is directly to the mask mouth and switched on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch the scene to kind of see more what you're talking about. Dallas Cowboy fan says, any update on when Scream 7 will come out? No, unfortunately. I wish. I have nothing new to report for you guys. I haven't done a Scream 7 update in a long time because there is just nothing to update you guys on, unfortunately. The second I hear anything, you guys will be the first to hear it on my channel. So definitely subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications so that the second that we get a Scream 7 update, you won't miss out on it. I am patiently waiting on the next update. Hey, Zork. We got a super chat from Zork. Thank you so much. I always appreciate you. You said, I hope we one day get a Ghostface who gets a redemption arc. It's the one thing we haven't seen yet. Interesting. So do you mean like a Ghostface who starts out evil and then kind of turns good? That definitely would be interesting to see. However, I personally don't think that I would like that. I kind of like the Ghostfaces to stay evil. But thank you so much for your super chat, Zork. I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate you moderating the chat. We have another super chat from Pepsi Coke Beer Milk. Thank you so much. Saw that you had Ghostface pancakes recently. Does that mean in Scream 7, Ghostface is going to feed their victims poison pancakes? Yeah, if you guys missed it, I posted a photo to my community section on YouTube where I was making pancakes the other morning and they just kind of looked like Ghostface, in my opinion. Check it out if you haven't seen them. It would definitely be interesting if Ghostface poisoned someone. That is something that we've never seen before. Something that I do hope that we kind of see going forward is some new creative kills from Ghostface. You know, it's usually just the basic knife kills. Scream 6 was a little different with the shotgun, but other than that, we haven't really had any creative kills. So imagine if Ghostface poisons someone's food in Scream 7. That would definitely be interesting to see. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see where we are in the chat. Alex says, to follow up to my previous comment, Tara was 19, soon to be 20, when the events of Scream 5 happened, given that Scream 5 takes place in September of 2022. Yeah, I don't know what was up with this whole birthday catastrophe. In my opinion, 19 is too old to be a senior in high school, which we are. I feel like we're just assuming that they were seniors. I mean, maybe they were juniors. I don't know. So unless maybe she got left back a year or two, I don't know. But I don't think the birthday that they gave Tara adds up. I don't know. Dexter says, sorry I missed the Scream 2 watch party. I will try to catch Scream 3's watch party. No worries. I'm sorry that you missed it. But yeah, we're going to do a Scream 3 watch party soon. Hopefully this coming week. I'm not too sure though. But it was a lot of fun. So I am hoping to do it very soon. It would be nice to kind of get the whole franchise out of the way. Not that I'm like wishing that it'll be over, because I'm looking forward to watching the whole franchise with you guys. But I am also looking forward to watching other movies going forward, not just the Scream movies. We could do some other horror movies for watch parties. Hey, Creative Graphics. Let's see what we got going on TikTok. I can't find any Megan merchandise. I haven't looked out for any Megan merchandise. I feel like there has to be something online you could find. Rob says, hear me out. They brought Jamie Lee Curtis back for Halloween. It didn't have the effect. We don't need that to happen with Stu. I feel like, in my opinion, Stu coming back in Scream 7 would be great, you know? The Ghostface cult thing. Yes, I do think Stu is going to be leading a cult of Ghostfaces. Ghostface 777 says, I think Mickey is still alive. I know that's a big theory out there. Technically possible because he was not shot in the head. However, I just don't think there's really any reason to bring Mickey back. He's really never been mentioned in any of the sequels. And I just don't think he's that important to the story. Hey, Mr. Cinematic. I really disliked Jen in Pretty Little Liars Summer School. Yeah, I really did not care for Jen at all. I honestly think she was a terrible character. It wasn't until, honestly, the finale. I liked this one little scene with her where Noah called her to learn how to hotwire a car. And Jen said something like, "I would be honored." I thought that was a cute little quick scene, but other than that, I really did not like Jen. Hey, Paula. Glad you can make it. Hey, Ray. Welcome to the live stream. We're just hanging out, talking screen theories. If you guys have any theories you want to talk about, drop them in the chat. We will get to them eventually. Sometimes it's hard to get to everyone. I do my best though, but if you have a pressing comment or question that you want me to answer, feel free to send it in a super chat because those take priority and I greatly appreciate them. SMF says, what if Stu, Charlie, Jill, and Mickey are roaming around and spying on Sam, Tara, and Sydney until Scream 7? I know it won't happen, but would be crazy. Yeah, I would love it if all of them could come back somehow, but I have said before, it might be a little crazy in the creator's opinion. Like, I feel like they think people already have a hard enough time wrapping their head around Stu coming back. So to bring back multiple ghost faces might just be a little crazy for them to do. As much as I personally would like to see it. The week after, I'm free to watch Scream 3. Okay, maybe we will do it the following week. I'm not sure yet. Internet Explorer says, if you had to choose, would you rather have Jill return or Kirby reveal herself as Ghostface? Both would be in cahoots with Stu. Interesting. This is a tough one because I would love for both of these things to happen. I've always said, I would love Kirby to be a Ghostface, but I also would love for Jill to return. However, if I had to pick one, I think I would rather Jill to return. I would love to see Kirby's reaction to Jill returning. So I definitely would go with Jill returning. Thank you for all the likes on TikTok, you guys. David says Stu Macher is alive. I am with you, David. King Billy says, this is another theory. When Wayne and Kirby are looking at the whiteboard in Scream 6, Wayne says, this leaves Mickey and Nancy. Where is Mickey's mask? Because it wasn't there because they didn't find it. That is a good point. I have always like asked you guys, where was Mickey's mask? I don't think they found Mickey's mask. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Mickey's mask was never found. Jay says Amber was like 5'3", and the Ghostface that attacked Dewey was around 6'3", which is similar to Stu's height. Yeah, like I said, in my opinion, height does matter when it comes to these things. According to the creators, it doesn't matter, which I think is so dumb and not fair to the audience in a whodunit. When it comes to whodunits, you look at these clues and a completely, like, a height difference of 1 foot. Like, come on. That's ridiculous to me. Dallas Cowboys fan says, even if size didn't matter, it's insane to even think that Ghostface was Amber. Yeah, I honestly can't see Amber attacking Dewey. I know this is a big debate amongst fans. I just feel like it can't be Amber. I don't know. Hey, Jamie, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. We've been going for about 30 minutes now. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. I'm going to try to go for another hour, but we'll see. Nate says, honestly, I wish there was a way Mrs. Loomis could come back. Laurie Metcalf is so funny. Yeah, it would be funny to see her again somehow. But don't know if that's going to happen. Hey, DJ. Welcome to the live stream. Hey, Melvin. I wonder when Scream 7 starts filming. There's a rumor that it's going to start in the fall. I heard September. Don't know how true this is. But I guess hopefully we'll find out soon. Jay says Billy killed Tatum with the garage door in the first Scream. So I always thought it was Billy. But then I watched a video on YouTube pretty recently, maybe like a month ago at this point, where they made some good points that it could have been Stu. So I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Who do you guys think killed Tatum? Was it Billy or Stu? Hey, Tatum Riley on TikTok. Thanks for joining the stream. Let's see where we are in the chat. It scrolls away from me sometimes and I lose my spot. Sebastian says, if Tara was in Scream 7, do you think Tara would be in Stu Macher's cult? I do think there is a chance that she would have been. I do actually have a theory about this on my channel. It probably won't happen now that Tara's not going to be in the story, but I put out this theory when we still thought Tara was going to be in Scream 7. So, you know, we know that these new movies are mirroring the original movies as far as who the killer is. You know, Screams 1 and 5, it was the boyfriend. Screams 2 and 6, it was the parent of the boyfriend. Now with Scream 3, it was the half-sibling of the main final girl. And these new movies had Sam as the main final girl, and Tara is her half-sibling. So I do have a theory out there that Tara would have been one of the killers, possibly in Stu's cult, possibly Stu Macher's daughter. I know it sounds crazy just saying this right now without any like more details about it. So please, if you're interested in this theory, check out my Tara theory on my channel. It's in my Scream Theories playlist. Like I said, I no longer think this is going to happen since Tara, you know, Jenna Ortega quit. But it's still a solid theory, so definitely check it out. Hey, Songs About Everything. Welcome to the live stream. Hello. I seen a recent article where they considered opening with Billy and Stu killing Maureen, but with de-aging technology, as fans will not want Matt and Skeet roles recasted. Yeah, I talked about this on my channel. I do have a video out on this. I would love it if the opening scene for 7 could be a flashback to Maureen's murder and have de-aged Billy and Stu. Definitely possible with the technology that they have these days. It definitely would be cool to see. Hey, Random Edits. Jay says Billy looked goofy in 6 with the de-aging. I will admit, he doesn't look as good in Scream 6 compared to Scream 5. I think they did an okay job with him in Scream 5. Hey, Michael. Love the idea of Sydney opening up a Christmas package and it being a Ghostface mask before the phone call. That would be cool to see. There were rumors last fall, almost a year ago at this point, that Scream 7 was going to take place during Christmas time. Don't know how true this is. Maybe they changed their minds. But I agree. This would be cool to see. Jay says, I fell asleep on the Scream 2 watch party. Oh no. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm sad you missed it. There's no way Mickey is alive. He was shot way too much. True, he was shot a lot, but he wasn't shot in the head. And this franchise emphasizes that you have to shoot ghost faces in the head. Otherwise, they can always come back. Hey, Kane. Welcome to the live stream. Ray says, one random thing that I recently realized is that there has never been a blonde Ghostface. That's a good point. Interesting. With Scream 6, we got our first redheaded Ghostface. And I remember watching a Zach Cherry YouTube video where before Scream 6 came out, he kind of suspected that Quinn was going to be a Ghostface just because of the fact that we've never had a redhead Ghostface. So that'll be interesting to see if there's anyone blonde in the cast for Scream 7. Maybe they will be Ghostface. I am going to step away for a second. I'm not ending the stream yet, so don't go anywhere. I am breaking one of Randy's rules, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I made it back alive. Alex on TikTok says, I'm trying to get a copy of Scream 4, only one I'm missing. Well, I hope you find it. Hey, Ems, good morning from Sydney, Australia. Welcome to the live stream. I absolutely love your new theory video about Billy and Roman being brothers. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys here on the stream haven't checked out my recent theory video, I posted a theory video yesterday about Roman and Billy possibly being half brothers. So check it out. Emerald says, did Angelina really die? The official DVD Blu-ray screen collection booklet also infer Angelina is alive. Yeah, there's a theory out there that she's still alive. I know what you're talking about as far as the DVD, like, not stating that she's dead. So I don't know. I guess it's possible. I personally don't care to see Angelina again. She is one of my least favorite characters. I really don't like Angelina. Jay says, something I don't understand about your theory is how Stu would be able to move so fast considering his age. He would be in his 50s or 60s. I do think he was orchestrating the murders, though. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely possible to still be strong at that age. There's plenty of people in real life who are around that age and work out a lot and are still strong. We also have to remember that Wayne Bailey, Detective Bailey from Scream 6, I think is technically a little bit older than Stu would be. And, you know, he was moving pretty quick in the bodega scene. Some people say, like, Stu's too old, he can't be Ghostface. But Detective Bailey is pretty old, and he was Ghostface. Melvin says, do you think there will be 1 or 2 Ghostfaces in Scream 7? I think there will be even more than 2. I think there's going to be a whole cult. You guys know my theory is that Stu Macher will be leading a cult of Ghostfaces. I do think he's going to have several followers. How many he's going to have, I don't know. Could be a lot. Could be 7. Could be 20. I don't know. But I do think that the main one is going to be Stu. But he could have a lot of followers. Tatum says, I break Randy's rule all the time, saying I will be right back. Roman Bridger was the only solo Ghostface. True. Although there is a theory out there that he had a partner. Emerald says Mickey's mask supposedly was found in a deleted scene. Supposedly. Interesting. I have to check it out. Dexter says, I think if someone is going to come back, it would be Stu. Jill and Charlie will be impossible because they won't be able to have someone cover it up as Stu. Plus, it was deadly injuries. Yeah, I do think Stu is most likely to come back. Charlie's a little iffy because he was stabbed in the heart, which can be considered kind of like a headshot, you know. Although it is possible to survive. And it is a movie. We have to remember that these are just movies. And anything is possible. SMF says, in Scream 7, how do you want Stu to reveal himself? Well, I definitely want him to be revealed in the final act. As much as I would love him to be in a full movie, I want him to be revealed in the final act. And I kind of want him to have a callback to one of his original quotes saying, like, I always had a thing for you, Sid. or surprise Sydney, something like that. Dexter says, I think it's impossible to bring any of the rest of the Ghostfaces back except Stu. It can't be Amber. Nancy Loomis managed to destroy Dewey, Philip, and Randy in Scream 2. I personally, no, I think Mickey killed Phil Stevens. We know this because of the whispering that he did in the bathroom stall. This was clearly Mickey and not Nancy. I've also always thought Mickey was the one to stab Dewey in Scream 2. I know there's some people out there who think it was Nancy. Maybe it was. I could be wrong. You know, this is one of those things that we might never know for sure. But I have always thought it was Mickey. When it comes to Randy, it definitely was Nancy. But I do think Nancy had the element of surprise. I do think Randy could have taken her, but she had the element of surprise. Hey, Vera. Welcome back to the live stream. Stu quoted Tatum's last words. Most people think it was Billy, but logic says Stu. Interesting. What last words are you talking about? I'm not sure if I know what you mean. Let's see. Where are we in the chat? What's your opinion on the Angelina theory? Do you think she could come back in Scream 7? I kind of touched upon this a few minutes ago. I know there's a theory out there that she's still alive. Might be possible. I'm open to it. I personally just... I don't care to see her again. She's one of my least favorite characters, so. Hey, Kane. We're chilling. We're talking about Scream theories. We've been going for almost an hour now. I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. Jay says Billy gave Stu that look before he walked in the door, which I take as, hey, I took care of Tatum. I'm with you, Jay. This is something that I always thought was a major clue that Billy killed Tatum. But I said earlier, I did watch this video like a month ago at this point. That had several points that it could have been Stu that killed Tatum. I can't remember the channel name. It might have been something like Nerd at Night or something like that. I'm sure there's someone here in the chat who knows what I'm talking about. But yeah. Ray says, I like to think it's Billy who killed Tatum because I assumed Stu would still be with the homies in the living room. Exactly. That is another point where I always thought it was Billy who killed Tatum. But like I said, this one video I watched made some valid points that it could have been Stu who killed Tatum. Beely says, why would the killer walk back into the house after killing Tatum rather than going out the open garage door and risk being caught? Valid point. I know, I'm with you. There's just a few clues that point towards either one of them being the killer. Melvin says, if you could bring back anyone from the Scream franchise, who would it be? Definitely Randy. I love Randy so much. He's like my second favorite character after Stu. Randy's my favorite. The guy who killed Tatum was really clumsy. As you can see, Stu is clumsy in the movie. Valid point. I realize I'm a little behind in the chat. I'm trying my best to get to everyone. Like I said earlier, if you have a pressing question or comment that you want to guarantee my reply to, you can send in a super chat. I greatly appreciate them, but I will try my best to get to everyone. Tatum said, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. Stu said, because let's face it, baby, these days you got to have a sequel. Interesting. Yeah, maybe that was a reference to Tatum's last words. Beely thinks Stu killed Tatum. Who killed Casey? So I always assumed it was Billy who did the initial killing, like the actual stabbing of Casey. When is the Scream 3 watch party? I'm not sure. Possibly this coming week. If not this week, then the following week. Sometimes it's just hard to like plan these things. But like I've said before, you know, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, please, because it helps out the channel. But also, even if you're already subscribed, make sure all notifications are on, because sometimes with these streams, I don't really plan them ahead of time. I kind of just sometimes quickly plan them when I get a chance in my day. So it might be at random, and if you turn on all notifications, you will get notified the second I plan a live stream. Like, for example, today, we started about an hour ago, and I scheduled it like 10 minutes prior because I didn't think I was going to get a chance to go live today, but I found a moment in my day. So Make sure all notifications are turned on for the channel so you don't miss it and you get notified when we go live. Alex says, here is another error in Scream 5. At the end, a news reporter said that the first murder spree happened 25 years ago, meaning that Scream 5 takes place in 2021. However, the police board in Scream 6 stated that Richie and Amber died in 2022. Yeah, I honestly don't remember what the police board said. You could be right. It might have said 2022. But this is something that is kind of an issue in the franchise as far as like timing and the dates of things. Sometimes the years are wrong. You know, like for example, Scream 2 takes place in 97, but I think technically it should be 98 because the first movie takes place in the fall of 96 and they're seniors in high school. So senior year of that year was 97. Therefore, Sydney and Randy weren't in college until 98. So sometimes little things like that are kind of an issue in the Scream franchise. I don't really know. Hey Tyler, welcome to the TikTok live stream. Paul says Stu is alive. I bet my life on it. I am with you, Paul. Chris is just watching Saw 10 now. I've never seen it. Who did you think were going to be the killers from Scream 1? I don't know. I honestly can't remember the first time I watched it and who I thought were the killers. Sean says, what's your theory as to how Billy and Stu captured Steve? I've honestly never thought about it. I don't know. I guess they just kind of surprised him a little bit. Let's see. Hey, Ryan. Glad you could make the stream. Actually, early in the stream, I don't know if you were here, but I was mentioning that one video about Stu killing Tatum. And I know that you, Ryan, watched the video. Can you tell me in the chat if you're still here? Your comment was a little while ago. Was the name of the YouTube channel Nerds at Night or something like that? Let me know. Pam is host of the party. Stu left 2 times before anything happened. So she's safe. Let's see. I kind of scrolled ahead in the chat, so now I'm Going back a little bit so I can get to everyone. Bear with me. Emerald says, wasn't it said that not even the writer Kevin Williamson knows who killed Casey? Or was that solved yet? I think you're right. I think when all the actors are at conventions and people ask them, like, who killed who or who killed Casey, I think they always say, like, we don't know. And Kevin Williamson doesn't even know. The writer doesn't even know. So certain things like that, we'll really just never know for sure. And really all that we have to go off of are like little clues. And we just kind of have to guess for ourselves. Stu or Amber? Who do I prefer? Definitely Stu. Yeah, Angelina is one of my least favorite characters. You guys know that I can't stand Ethan. Ethan is like my least favorite character, but after Ethan, it might be Angelina. Dallas Cowboys fan says, is it just me? I want to see a Ghostface get away with it, but we still don't know who it was until the end of the next movie. Interesting. I would love to see a Ghostface get away with it. I would love to see Stu kind of get away with it in Scream 7 so that we can get him in a full movie in Scream 8. Jay says Wayne was a trained cop, so his reaction time would make more sense. True, fair point. However, I think Stu has had several years to kind of train and get stronger. He could have been working out this whole time, you know? We have a super chat by M. Busca. I hope I'm saying that right. Video you're looking for is Nerds at Night, and the video is Who Killed Tatum. It's not who you think. Will we do watching on your channel if possible? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I know what video you're talking about, Nerds at Night. This is the video that I mentioned earlier. Like I said, I always thought it was Billy who killed Tatum, but they do make some valid points in their video that it could have been Stu. So please, anyone here who is watching, please go check out this video, Nerds at Night. Maybe I will kind of do another video covering this. That's actually a good idea because, like I said, I always thought it was Billy, but it could have been Stu who killed Tatum. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you. We also have another super chat from Alex. Thank you so much. Since you and I pay such close attention to details, Spyglass should hire us to ensure that there will be no errors in Scream 7. That would be great. I would love that. Yeah, it's unfortunate that there are quite a few errors in these new movies, you know? Like we were saying earlier, like birth dates and just dates of events in general. It sucks that they can't get these certain things right. So, yeah, I would love it if they hired us. It's just a shame that, like, they apparently have this whole team of people writing on these movies and stuff like that, and they can't have someone who is like paying attention to the storyline and the dates. I don't know. These are basic things that they should be able to get right. And I don't know. I hope with Scream 7, they can kind of correct some of these things. But thank you so much for your super chat, Alex. I appreciate you being here. Always coming through in the live streams. Let's see where we are in the chat. Artist Sniper says bodega scene is done by Ethan. I don't know. I feel like majority of the fans think it was Bailey. Emerald says Ethan was not the Ghostface in the bodega scene. Yeah, I think it was Bailey. Beely says Wayne was the killer in the bodega scene because Quinn was in the apartment, and I think Ethan was too. Yeah, that's a good point. Just before Sam and Tara leave the apartment, Quinn and Ethan are both in the apartment. So I just feel like there's no way that they could have left the apartment without Sam and Tara seeing them. So yeah. Hey, Tiger Lord. I was watching your David Arquette is... Okay, wait. I was watching your Dewey is Wes's dad video, and your on a break joke fits because ironically David Schwimmer played Stab and Dewey. It played Dewey and Stab. That's a good point. I actually didn't put that together. That David Schwimmer plays Dewey and Stab. And I did make that whole on a break joke. That's funny. There's levels to this joke. Melvin asked, what's your thoughts after watching Scream 6? It's a good movie. I still love it, but there were several plot holes in Scream 6, which is unfortunate. I personally don't think it can compare to the original trilogy or Scream 4. I love Scream 4 so much. But when it comes to Scream 5 and 6. Still great movies, love them, but for me, it's just they're just not on the same level as the original 4 movies done by Wes Craven. We have a super chat from Silver Princess. Welcome to the live stream, Silver Princess. You just hit 600 subs. Awesome. Yeah, if any of you guys here are not subscribed to Silver Princess, please do her a favor and go subscribe to her channel. She has some great content, mostly about Game of Thrones, I believe. So, especially if you're a Game of Thrones fan, definitely go check out her channel. She's got some great content. Thank you for your super chat, Silver Princess. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you hanging out here in the chat. Let's see where we are in the chat. Stu Loomis is watching on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. Thank you so much. What if the Scream 7 killer is not human? I wouldn't like that. I hope it kind of stays grounded in reality. I don't like the idea of Scream going the supernatural route. I am going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Submit your comments and questions. I will Okay. I made it back. Thanks for sticking around. Yes, Nerds at Night was the channel for the video about who killed Tatum. Tiger Lord says, does Scream 2 mention if they're in freshman or sophomore year? It could have taken a year for Mickey and Nancy to find out where Sid and Randy went. That's a good point. I don't think they actually ever mention what year they're in Scream 2. I mean, everyone just kind of assumes it's freshman year because it came out a year later after the first movie. I don't know. Hey Isaiah, welcome to the live stream. We're going to go for a little bit longer. Maybe like 15 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, comments, theories that you want to get in, now is the time, and I will try my best to get to all of them. But also, if you want to guarantee a reply to your comment, you can send in a super chat. Dallas Cowboys fan says, if Stu is alive, in my opinion, we need a flashback of how he survived. It would be so interesting. I am 100% with you. I would love to see a flashback to kind of fill us in, like, on where he's been this whole time. Like, what was he up to? Yes, please run the likes up if you guys don't mind. Give the stream a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Stu LOOMIS says, we need a Scary Movie 1 watch stream. That's a good idea. We can do that. I think once we get through the Scream franchise, we'll branch out to some other movies, and the Scary Movie franchise is a good one to start with. Yes, Jay, this is a good point. Stu had his hands up, which could have helped soften the blow of the TV falling on him. I have said before, like, you know, if you're walking down the street and you trip, your first instinct is to put your hands out to kind of protect your face. So yes, Stu did this to, you know, when the TV fell on him. Nate says Scream 6 has the worst writing out of the franchise. How was Bailey able to get decades-old crime scene evidence? Makes no sense. Yeah, there's a lot of plot holes with Scream 6, unfortunately. Tiger Lord just woke up. Well, glad you could join the stream. We're probably going to go for another 10 minutes before I have to go have some dinner. Who has the most insane plot armor? Probably Chad. Yeah, Jay says Sam, Chad, and Tara. they really all do have plot armor, but Chad the most for sure. The fact that he was stabbed like almost 30 times total between 5 and 6. But also just my main issue is Scream 6. The fact that 2 Ghostfaces tag teamed him, like, I'm sorry, he should have died. You know, if you want Chad to survive, sure, that's one thing, but to have 2 Ghostfaces tag team him and he survives, that's an issue with me. If they wanted to have a scene with 2 Ghostfaces tag teaming someone, whoever it was should have died. It could have been anyone. It didn't have to be Chad. It could have been another random character. Could have been Danny. I love Danny. I like that he survived. But whoever they tag teamed should have died. Yeah, I broke the rule again, but I survived. Dewey gave Chad his plot armor. They both kind of did have plot armor. I kind of realized this when we were doing the watch party the other night. I can't believe Dewey survived yet again, honestly. Obviously, I love him. Love that he was in so many sequels, but the fact, it's crazy enough that he survived the first movie, so the fact that Dewey survived Scream 2 also is pretty crazy. Who's ready for Scream 7? You know I am. If Chad doesn't die in 7, I'm gonna be mad as F. I don't think Chad's gonna be in Scream 7, unfortunately. Hey Diego, Courtney Cox is too valuable to kill her off. I do think she's gonna have to die eventually, and I do think Scream 7 is the time to go. It was almost her time in Scream 6. Didn't happen, but Scream 7 might be the time for her to go. Dallas Cowboys fan says Chad is one of the best for me. He's a pretty good character. Not my favorite. I don't think he made my top 10. I actually did a top 10 video recently. I don't think Chad made it. If I had to pick Mindy or Chad to go, it's Mindy. I might agree with you on that. How didn't Mindy die on the train? And Ethan also could have just killed her. That is a good point. Why did Ethan try to save her? He could have just let her die. I also agree, like, you know, Scream 6 had no big character deaths, and she could have died on that train. Hey, Emma Roberts. Do you think Dewey should have died in Scream 5? Yes and no. I do think Scream 5 should have had big deaths, which they did. However, at the same time, the fact that it's been a decade since we've seen Dewey, it honestly would have been nice to get like a full movie with him and kind of have him die in Scream 6. I do kind of feel like if he survived Scream 5 and Judy died in 5, I do kind of feel like her death would have been big enough. So I'm kind of torn on this. I barely comment on videos because YouTube never lets you see it. So I save my comments for the live stream. Why doesn't YouTube let me see your comments? That's weird. I do think we're going to end the stream in a couple of minutes. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys, as always. We've been going for about an hour and a half. Always flies by. I wish I could stream all night. I've heard some people say they think Sydney's going to die in Scream 7. If that's the case, how would you like to see her go? If she dies, I would like to see Stu kill her. I think it would be a good conclusion to her character, kind of full circle. You know, she faced off with Stu in the first movie. So it would kind of be satisfying to see her face off with him again in Scream 7 and for him to kill her. Could Scream 7 take place simultaneously with Scream 6, at least partially? Once they find out Sid's not coming to NYC, another Ghostface tracks her down. I guess it's possible, and it would be interesting to see. I do want to see Gail interact with Sydney, however. So, I mean, like you said, maybe it could take place simultaneously, partially, because I do want to see Gail interact with Sydney. However, if Gail is really injured after the events of Scream 6, I don't know how that would work with Gail playing a role in Scream 7. So I'm probably going to go with no, because I do think Gail kind of has to be healed up a little bit. And there are rumors that Scream 7 is going to have a little bit of a time jump after Scream 6, which I'm not a huge fan of. However, at the same time, I want Gail to be in Scream 7. So there might have to be a little bit of a time jump. I don't want too much of a jump. In my opinion, it should be max 3 years, no more than 3 years. Okay, so I am going to end the stream now, unfortunately. I wish we could keep hanging out all night. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. Thank you for all your comments, questions, and definitely the super chats. I appreciate all of you guys. Don't know if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. The earliest time I go live is Monday. So definitely stay tuned. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss out when we go live. So we can hang out like we did tonight. But I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a great weekend, great rest of your Saturday nights. And I will see you guys next time.